Hello everyone, I'm Nini FC and this is Blue Lines TV, and today I'm bringing you guys a news daily video, an exclusive news daily video. I've got a lot of information surrounding managerial targets plus a certain director of football. Now, in today's video, I'm going to be talking about Enrique, I'm going to be talking about Jardim, I'm going to be talking about Antonio Conte, and I'm going to be talking about Campos. You definitely can't afford to miss out on this. And you guys, I want to ask you, if you enjoyed the video, please smash that like button, help me get more than 500 likes for this video, and hit that bell notification button if you haven't hit it already, and stay tuned to all things Blue Lines TV. But getting straight into the video, I'm actually going to be talking about Campos first before I start talking about the managers. And I've been told that an official bid has been made for Campos. This was around the 18th and 19th this month. And I've been told as well that if you had to put a percentage on how likely it is that Campos is going to join Chelsea for next season, it's going to be around 70%. But I have been told a few things. The first thing is that, and the negotiations are difficult because there are so many factors involved in actually bringing Campos to Chelsea. When it comes to wages, Campos is fine with that. He's actually okay with having a standard wage. So when it comes to obviously negotiating his wages per week, that's not an issue at all, and he's not even asking for too much. But this is where the issues start to come into place now. A lot of you guys already know that I've spoken about Campos a lot. You know I'm a big fan of him, and you know that he has this data analytics system that he's trademarked that is unique to him. And that's one of the main reasons as to why negotiations are becoming a bit difficult, because it is pretty expensive. Just how expensive? Well, Campos wants $2 million per year to lease the software to Chelsea. He won't sell it to Chelsea at all. Chelsea have tried to make offers to actually just buy it outright, but Campos isn't doing that. And in a way, this makes sense, and I'm not surprised as to why maybe he doesn't really want necessarily high wages per week, because he will be earning his money, obviously, through his data analytics system. But you might be thinking, Nini, $2 million per year, that seems like quite a lot. Why is it so much? Well, the reason why it's so much is because it includes the price of his team as well. And the main reason for that is that they're the only people allowed to use the software. On top of that, Campos would like to bring in an additional 2 extra scouts as well. You guys might be thinking, well, some of these demands are kind of crazy or it's quite a lot, but I'll give some of my thoughts and opinions on that later on. The main reason as to why Campos is very likely to become the new director of football for next season is the fact that he's happy when it comes to not picking the loan destinations of loan players. I've told you guys that already, that it's most likely going to be going to Neil Bath. He's going to be the one in control of the loan destinations. Another thing Campos is happy with is the fact that he's okay not having any control in terms of what players are allowed to be sold. I've been told that Marine is very happy with that. Now, what Chelsea are hoping for is that Lille do get relegated. Currently, they are 19th in Ligue 1. Because if they do get relegated, it's going to be even cheaper bringing in Campos to Chelsea. But time to give some of my thoughts and opinions, and honestly, I feel that the money for Campos is worth it. It's an investment. The guy has a proven track record already in terms of the players he finds and how much they're worth, how much their market value's worth as well. Monaco have never made as much money ever without Campos. He helped redesign the whole infrastructure of the club as well. He understands football. He understands what type of players to look at, what type of players to bring in. It makes a lot of sense. He was the guy that did bring in Bakayoko as well, so he understands how to use this guy properly. And you might be thinking, why am I even linking Campos and Bakayoko? But it's time to start talking about some of these managerial targets now. And the first manager to talk about is Jardim from Monaco. And Chelsea, I've been speaking to Jardim so much that I actually know what some of the negotiations have been about. The first thing is Jardim would prefer a 5-year contract. Jardim would like to earn 10 million euros a year. And Jardim would like an assurance of 20 million if he was to be sacked during his first year. But the main positive with Jardim is the fact that he's happy having no say when it comes to transfer targets. But there's still more news I've got to disclose, and this links in with Emanalo. Now, you guys do know that Emanalo is the new director of football at Monaco currently, and he could actually help us up when it comes to bringing in Jardim, because Emanalo is okay with Jardim leaving next season. But Emanalo would prefer either Michy Batshuayi or Ruben Loftus-Cheek to obviously come to Monaco for next season on loan. This could make sense, obviously, with Jardim still being contractually obliged to Monaco. It's going to cost money to bring him, but if we can soften the deal by involving a player in that deal as well, that could make it easier for us. Still, when it comes to Ruben, it is a bit tricky because, number one, you guys, I told you months ago that Lyon are interested in Ruben Loftus-Cheek on loan for next year as well. Olas is a big fan of Ruben. And Chelsea, if Ruben wants to go on loan again for next year, they prefer him to be going to a club that's competing in Europe. And the other stumbling block is that Jardim would prefer to have Ruben in the squad for next year if he was to become the manager. But I have been told that if you were to put a percentage mark on Jardim becoming our new manager for next season, it's going to be around 50%. Moving on to the next manager, and that's in regards to Luis Enrique. Luis Enrique is listening to Chelsea's offer. A 3-year deal has been proposed by Chelsea, and Luis Enrique is happy with that. But the main stumbling block when it comes to Luis Enrique is the fact that, number one, his wages are very high, but they might not be as high anymore. Of course, some of you guys have seen the reports from La Parizon, and they're stating the fact that obviously they're changing their targets to other managers. Now, one of the main issues with Luis Enrique is the fact that he's so expensive, but with PSG allegedly not being interested in Luis Enrique anymore, that's going to force him to lower his wage demands, because PSG were probably the only club that would have been happy to pay for Luis Enrique's wage demands. With them reportedly not being in the running for him anymore, it's going to mean that Luis Enrique doesn't have much negotiating power when it comes to obviously getting the contract he wants. But as I was saying earlier, the other issue as well is the fact that Luis Enrique would like to have more of a say when it comes to bringing in players. And this is something that Chelsea aren't too happy about, because one, they've looked at his past record at Barcelona, and again, he is the main reason why Arda Turan and Andre Gomes signed. And most of the players that Barca signed during his time there haven't performed, didn't really benefit the team much. So Chelsea aren't happy with giving him more power and giving him more say when it comes to finalising deals. La Parizon reported that the reason why Luis Enrique isn't going to be going to Paris Saint-Germain is because he is joining Chelsea, but it does seem to be a bit premature at this moment in time. If anything, it's still only talks at this moment. But so far, you guys, that's all the latest news currently in regards to managerial targets. And I say currently because things can change next month or even next week. It's just how football works. But Luis Enrique and Jardim are the only two managers that Chelsea have been spending a lot of effort in regards to speaking to them. When it comes to targets like Sarri and Tuchel, there really hasn't been much. In regards to Sarri, La Parizon is stating that Paris Saint-Germain want to bring him in over Luis Enrique. But even with Luis Enrique, it might not necessarily be over with Paris Saint-Germain, because Neymar is a big advocate of Luis Enrique and he would like to see him come and manage him for next year. And if you're Paris Saint-Germain, you do want to keep Neymar happy. When it comes to Antonio Conte, yes, we all know he will be leaving at the end of the season. Conte wants the Paris Saint-Germain job, but they're saying that maybe some of the players aren't necessarily happy with his appointment. In regards to Antonio Conte, his favourite job is the Paris Saint-Germain job, but some reports out from France are saying the fact that some of the Paris Saint-Germain players probably don't feel as comfortable having him being their new manager for next year because of the style of football that he imposes on his teams. But when it comes to Pochettino from Tottenham, and this is a bit of a bonus I'm just throwing in there, a lot of clubs are looking at him. Paris Saint-Germain, Real Madrid, Chelsea. There's a lot of clubs looking at him, and that's all going to come down to if Tottenham don't make it into the Champions League for next year. Of course, in football, you look at every possible potential outcome. If Spurs are out of Europe and let's say they lose a big player, that could mean Pochettino might decide, you know what, I do want to move. But just to give my thoughts and opinions, now I would like to see Jardim coming with Luis Campos. I think it makes a lot of sense. These guys have worked together. Luis Campos knows what type of players Jardim wants. Luis Campos knows what type of manager Jardim is as well. He knows how the teams are going to play. I feel that this makes a lot more sense. I think you get that stability because of the previous working relationship. I think Jardim's style could potentially complement a lot of the Chelsea players as well. Plus, I feel it will make it even easier when it comes to signing a lot of top young players or a lot of good players coming to Chelsea. I think Luis Campos is worth the investment. I think Jardim's proven himself as well that he can manage at a high level. Even with this current Monaco team, they are a much weaker team than last year. This team will probably be ready in the next 2 years. Already they're second in the league so far. So I'm praying that Chelsea secure Luis Campos and Jardim. I think that would be a beautiful relationship. Plus that stability that's coming will be worth it as well. But anyway, you guys, I'm going to end today's video right here. Please like, comment and subscribe. As I said earlier, smash that like button, help me get more than 500 likes. Hit the bell notification button as well and stay notified to all things Blue Lions TV. Expect more videos to come during the weekend as well. Anyway, you guys, I'm Enrique. This is Blue Lions TV. Signing out.